So now let's talk a little bit about Carnival Cruise customer support. I love this client program for one major reason, which I will get to at the end. So first off, how many of you have been on a Carnival cruise? Raise your hands. I see about almost 20 people. I'm raising my hand. There's a reason why they call it the fun ship. It's because I go on it. No, I'm just kidding. That's not why. I love Carnival Cruises. They are really, really fun. It is like a nonstop party the whole time. Ernestine, the question was, how many of you have been on a Carnival Cruise? Carnival Cruise. Shannon saying it's 26 ships now as of this month. Yes, they got another one out. The Carnival Horizon is now out as well, and they're going to be doing another one next year. Shannon pointed out, yes, this is the world's most popular cruise line with 25, actually now 26 ships operating 3 to 16-day voyages to the Bahamas, Caribbean, Mexican Riviera, Alaska, Hawaii, Canada, New England, Bermuda, Australia, New Zealand, and the Pacific Islands. Put in the chat for those of you who went on a Carnival cruise. Where did you go? Oh boy, I had lost my session. I don't know exactly what happened. I'm back. Oh, good. People can hear me now. Thank you so much. Sorry about that. Okay. So I can see everyone was listening. A lot of people went to the Bahamas. A lot of people went to Mexico and things like that. So sorry about that. Thank you so much for your patience and understanding. All right. Originally an independent company founded in 1972 by Ted Arison. It is now one of 9 cruise ship brands owned and operated by Carnival Corporation and PLC. Some of you might see coming up soon, Princess Cruises is also going to be coming up in the next several months. They're a new client of Arise, so we're going to be publishing opportunities related to Princess Cruises as well, so that's going to be exciting. That's also owned by the Carnival Corporation. The company has the largest fleet in the group with 25 vessels currently, or 26, I have to update this slide, currently in operation that account for 21.1% of the worldwide market share. That is quite a bit. That is very exciting. A Carnival cruise offers not only outstanding value for the money, but most importantly, fun. Fun. Put it into the chat. What did you enjoy most about your Carnival cruise? What made it so fun? And I'm sure people are going to say the bar situation. But, the dancing's pretty great. The comedians, the food. Yeah, it's a great time. Absolutely. Stage shows, musical performances, casinos, and more. It is a blast. There's also great stateroom accommodations, attentive service, delicious food and drink, all set against the backdrop of some of the world's most beautiful ports, okay? Carnival Vista debuted in spring 2016, so that's a relatively new ship, and a lot of people recently have been going on the Carnival Horizon because that just recently started off, and people are raving about the Carnival Horizon. Here's what you can expect every single day in terms of servicing the Carnival opportunity. You're going to be taking inbound calls for assistance with bookings from clients' customers and clients' travel agent partners. So myself or my travel agent are going to be calling in. We want to do a booking, or maybe we have some questions about what's the right cruise for me, things like that. And you're going to let them know. What you might have to do is provide some outbound calls to internal support to help clarify various concerns or make sure the customer is getting exactly what's needed. Or you might have to transfer a call to other groups related to Carnival to help make sure that the customer's issues are getting resolved as needed so that they can get on the most perfect cruise and love it just as much as you loved it too. You're also going to be helping with online check-in calls, so people who will be calling to check in for their cruise and doing that. You'll be assisting with those types of things. And again, if there are things that need to be escalated or other departments that need to help, you'll be passing those calls along or reaching out to other departments as needed to assist with it. But that's essentially what you'll be doing every single day. For this, the certification class is about 4 weeks in length. Why is that? Well, I will tell you, because even though you've been on these Carnival cruises and had a blast and love it, it doesn't mean you know all the ships, and it doesn't mean you know all the booking codes and all the different types of staterooms and, you know, all the different offerings. You have to learn all about that so that you can be completely fluent in your conversations with customers that are calling in. So you're going to do that over 4 weeks, and then you're going to have live call taking phase, which is going to be about 3 weeks in length, and you will earn a revenue during that time. Okay. The course time daily is about 4 hours in class and 2 hours of self-paced work. You're going to have to complete all self-paced modules because there is that self-paced component. You're going to have to successfully pass all quizzes and exams with a score of 90% or higher on the final exam. You'll have to successfully pass role play scenarios. You'll attend live certification preparedness session day 1, post-instructor-led certification. Select and service a minimum of 20 intervals per week, so you're going to be servicing 20 intervals. People are asking about intervals, okay? With intervals, those are 30-minute periods, so no more block scheduling, folks. You don't have to worry about setting up at 4 hours at a time or 8 hours at a time. You can service in 30-minute increments if that's what you want to do, which is great. We just ask that you do hopefully about 20 intervals per week during certification, just so you can become proficient and do that. And you're going to successfully attain 85% or higher on 3 out of 4 audits completed during week 3. When you do go to service, the statement of work is about 30 intervals or 15 hours. You can definitely service more than that, especially during peak season. Folks, we're coming up close to what we refer to as Q4. That's the fourth quarter of the year. That's October, November, December. And in that time, that's when there's a ton of call volume, particularly related to Carnival, because people are going on their cruises, especially holiday cruises and winter vacation cruises and things like that. So you can expect to get a lot of calls at that time. If you want to service more than 15 hours a week, you want to make it like a 40-hour week gig, by all means, you can do that. Intervals are available 24/7, 365. How beautiful is that if you are doing this as secondary income, where you have a full-time job and you're working, say, 8:30 to 5:30 every day. You want to come home, grab a bite to eat, and then put in a couple hours every day, 2-3 hours of service after you eat dinner. This is perfect for that because there's 24/7, 365 service. Or let's say you want to wake up a little bit early. You come home from work, you're exhausted, crash. You want to wake up at, like, say, 4 in the morning and start taking calls around 4:30 in the morning before your other job. You can definitely do that too. There is a weekend requirement. 10 intervals or 5 hours are needed on Saturday or Sunday, or a combination of both. So with that, you can do, say, 30 minutes on Saturday and 4.5 hours on Sunday, if that's what you want to do. Or if you want to do all 5 hours on Saturday and none on Sunday, you can do that. It's completely up to you. Let's talk a little bit about characteristics of top performers. First off, we're talking about people who are customer service focused. You want to give an exceptional white glove experience to everyone all the time. White glove experience. Some of you might not be so familiar with that term. Great way to relate to that is the famous Ritz-Carlton Hotel. Ritz-Carlton Hotel and Ritz-Carlton in general is famous for their tremendous, tremendous customer service. You see the people who work at the hotels, they all wear white gloves. They don't want to leave a fingerprint on anything. They want to make sure that everything is perfectly polished and beautiful at all times, including the relationship with their customers. And so there's the term white glove service. Okay. You want to make sure that you are delivering that Ritz-Carlton type experience on every call with every customer at all times. The next thing is tech savvy. I don't necessarily mean that you're someone who can take apart your cell phone and put it back together again, or your computer. What I mean is someone who is going to have the patience and wherewithal to do a little bit of research instead of just, picking up the phone and calling a number to get help or automatically transferring someone to get help. I'm talking about someone who, for instance, if you're using Excel as a software, you're using Microsoft Excel, and you want to create a formula, but you don't know how to do it. instead of calling the 1-800 Microsoft number, you're going to go online, you're going to look in some Excel forums to see how to create various formulas and do that. Do the research, implement it on your own, and do that. That's what I mean about tech savvy. And then the third thing is professional. Professional means a couple of things. The first thing is that I don't necessarily mean that you are going to work from home in a suit and tie every day or a skirt and blouse every day. If you want to do that, hey, by all means do that. Frankly, right now, hate to admit it, I'm still in my pajamas. And yes, I am working from the comfort of my sofa. No lie, that's exactly what I'm doing. But if you want to work in a suit and tie from your home, you do that. If that's what makes you professional, great. But that's not exactly what I mean. What I mean in terms of professional is I mean someone who is going to, reach out and say, how can I do better? How can I be the consummate professional in this? The thing is, folks, you are all subcontractors. None of you are working directly for Arise. Okay, if that's shocking to you, I'm sorry that that's the case, but none of you are Arise employees. You're all contractors. And as a result of that, no one can force you to improve your performance. You will receive indications of your metrics and what they look like. And it's going to be up to you to say, okay, I want to improve in my metrics and do better. And there are going to be support resources that are available that you'll learn about, and you can reach out to those support resources and say, hey, how can I improve my average handle time? How can I improve my CSAT score or my net performer score or anything like that? How can I do that? And they'll meet with you one-on-one and they'll help you with that. But you have to ask for that. You have to say, how am I doing? Folks, I always like to lead by example. Anyone who's been to my information sessions before knows that I do this in every single information session that I lead. I always like to ask you to put in the chat a response to my question, how am I doing? There's still plenty more of this session for me to go through. I want to make sure that I'm delivering the best session possible for all of you. If you like the way things are going now, tell me. Say you're doing great. This is great. Perfect. Keep going like this. If there are things that you need me to improve on, tell me. I don't know any of you. You could absolutely bury me in this. You could say, Erica, you're talking too fast, or you're a little too energetic, it's kind of annoying, things like that. Tell me. I will make the changes because I want you to have the best experience possible. So thank you so much for the positive feedback. I appreciate it. If any of you have constructive criticism, feel free to put it in because I'm very happy to take it and make improvements. And I want to lead by example. I want you to see it's okay to ask for people to tell you how to improve because we can all do better in general. I saw someone asking about revenue in here. Unfortunately, we can't talk about revenue because this is a session that's for company owners and agents. If you're a company owner, please make sure you look at the opportunity announcement. It will tell you how much revenue people are going to be able to earn for your company in relation to these programs. If you are not a company owner, if you're an agent, please make sure you reach out to your company owner to find out exactly how much revenue is going to be delivered. And Delroy, you're asking about pre-work. Pre-work will be sent to you 3 to 5 days before the course starts. For anyone who registered in a program that has pre-work, please note that that pre-work will be sent to you by the instructor 3 to 5 days before the class starts. So sit tight until then. The other thing in terms of professional is someone who's going to adhere to their service times. Folks, the beauty of using this is that you get to choose your service times. But what we find quite often is people take advantage of that. They choose all these different service times and then say, oh, you know what? Because no one's watching me and no one really cares, I'm only going to show up to the ones that I really care about. Well, guess what? People are watching. People do care because if you take service time and you're not servicing, that's call volume that's lost. That's revenue that's lost. That's a big frickin' deal. So don't do that. only choose service time that you know you can service. The other thing is that there's always additional service time that's left over. If you go in and you check every single day to see if there's some time that's left over that you might want to service at the last minute, it's going to be there. You're also going to see that there's going to be urgent service requests as well. So make sure that you do that on a regular basis and you will be golden. In terms of metrics, commitment adherence is the primary one. You're going to see that on a lot of different, on all the programs. Folks, you just heard me talk about choosing your service time and showing up when you service. We have a fancy term for that. That's called commitment adherence. The service time you choose, that's your commitment. Showing up and servicing that, you're adhering to that commitment. We want to make sure that you are showing up at least 90% of the time. That's kind of laughable when you think about it, because if I only showed up to work 90% of the time and didn't have an excuse for the rest of the time, my boss would have me on a performance improvement plan faster than you could say my name, Erica. Okay. So with that, we do say 90% because we know things happen. Life happens. Sometimes internet goes down. Sometimes you have a computer problem. Sometimes you have an emergency with the family, with your kids, with a loved one. Sometimes you yourself have health issues. They're all different reasons for things that happen, but you have to maintain that 90% commitment adherence. Another thing here is call quality line item. You can have no more than 4 of the same call quality line item missed within the term of the statement of work. And low quality score, no more than 3 quality scores below 90% within the term of this SOW. So you need to make sure that you are performing at that wonderful high level Ritz-Carlton white glove level at all times. Additional metrics for this is related to STAR program, folks. What this is it allows you to, it allows the gates for when you get to choose your service time. So I believe all those who are here today in our interactive and care, they're always going to be 3-star performers. They're always going to try to deliver their absolute best performance. So for that, you're looking at least 60 intervals or 30 hours per week. Quality assurance is always going to stay between 99 and 100%, and average talk time is 330 or 150 to 330 seconds. So you're going to get through those calls pretty quickly. That means you're going to really know the ins and outs of all the software. You're going to know how to really respond quickly to questions, find things as needed, all that. Folks, you can go over the 1 and 2 stars yourself by reading the opportunity announcement. Super important, folks. This is a little bit of a sensitive topic. And I know that people have to kind of giggle about it, but I really need to make light of it, okay? Or not make light of it. I need to make sure that you're aware of this, okay? For the Carnival Cruise programs, any one of them, especially this customer service one, you're going to need to complete and pass a drug test. In all seriousness, folks, there are many states now that allow for both medicinal and recreational marijuana, okay? Arise is cool with that. We get that. We have plenty of programs for all you medicinal marijuana users, okay? For those of you who are using medicinal or recreational marijuana, you cannot service this program. It is a rule against Carnival Cruise Lines. They do not want anyone who's using marijuana to service, okay? Even if it is medicinal, even if you have a doctor's note, even if you have all of that, okay? You cannot service. So please know that that's the case. Marijuana clearly is not the only one. If you're smoking crack, if you are doing heroin, if you are doing recreational prescription drugs, if you are taking LSD, if you are doing all those things, you're probably not going to pass this drug test. So please, please stay away from the Carnival Cruise Line opportunity. Okay, just saying. As the great Whitney Houston, may she rest in peace, once said, crack is whack. All right, here's my favorite part, okay? For those who service the Carnival Cruise program and you service 90 days or more, you will have access to friends and family discounts. What? Yes, I said it. That's the coolest thing about this program, okay? You get access. That is the main reason to enroll. It is awesome. I got to tell you, they get extended to us at Arise. They are good discounts. I went on a 4-day cruise. 4-day cruise. I had a beautiful corner stateroom with balcony that I shared with a friend of mine. She and I each paid $150. Okay? $300 for 4-day cruise for 2 of us, all you can eat, all that stuff. Heck yeah, that's what I'm saying. All right? Good stuff. So just thought I would let you know that that's the case.